All right, you all come in, hit that like button, come in, say hello, and drop your city and state. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Got our 5 minutes of fame. Come in and say hello, and or drop your city and or state. Let's get this live stream going. Always something to talk about when we are on the verge of the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced, along with the greatest poverty transfer that this generation has ever experienced as well. What part of the equation will you be on? Hello, who me? Hello, who me? Greetings, Phoenix 33. Greetings to you. Y'all, give me 1 second. Let me cut my foot. Okay, had something in the air fryer that was ready. Phoenix 33, come on in. Hello, Mississippi coming in. Boss Mama or Mommy. Hello from Mississippi for tuning in. Kiki, hello to you from Maryland. Hello, Kiki from Maryland. We got CEO Lifestyle in for the second time today. Checking in from the great Austin, Texas. Then right behind Austin, Texas, we got coming around the way Dallas, Texas, right? Hello, Unique from Los Angeles, California. How's everything in Cali? We got Denon Archer, Illinois checking in. The 702 Vegas checking in. A great diverse crowd, right? We got Memphis, Tennessee checking in as well. Hello, Memphis. And the Phoenix 33 is checking in for Cali, right? What a great shout out. Hello, coming in from Cali. And we have Sweet Angel checking in from South Carolina. And another Texonia in. We got Austin, Dallas, Texas representing. They say they do everything bigger in Texas, right? Everything bigger in Texas. We got three people repping Texas. Got Houston checking in. Unique says it's strict in Cali. What's going on in Cali, Unique? Do I need to fly out there and save you all in Cali? What's going on? Unique, as we have Los Angeles coming in. Los Angeles, another Los Angeles. We got Jason and Unique from Los Angeles checking in. So what's going on in Cali? Let me know what's up. And guess what? I'm going to dive right into the topic at the 3 minute mark. So if people come in after the 3 minute mark to say hello, I will highlight your shout out and let you know that I see you and give you some digital love, right? So thanks for everyone. If you're watching this on the replay, rep your city and or state as well. Rep your city and or state as well. So let's talk about first things first, right? Let's discuss another Los Angeles. I'm gonna go ahead and get you in quintessential. Um, if you want autographed copies of my millionaire notes, I am the author, Latanya Deloach. You can cash app $21.11 to my cash app. It would be strolling at the bottom. You get a personalized autographed copy from me, yours truly, and I have my special pens for special people, right? Special pens for special people, and that's you all. And I also pray over these as well, right? And so there it is, autographed copy. And for those people who have supported on Amazon, right, or would like to purchase on Amazon, just visit mymillionairenotes.com, and that will take you directly to the Amazon link, mymillionairenotes.com, and you can purchase the non-autographed copy for $11.11 from Amazon. So Detroit, we got Detroit, Michigan in. Detroit, Michigan. Hello, Detroit, Michigan. Hope all is well and all states in your prospective areas. As we have 100 people in right now, I want you all to use your superpowers even more and hit that like button, right? Um, that will invite more people into the room. We only have 13 people in the room, right? Thank you, Quintessential. He says, I love your coin book that I purchased for $75. Yes, that's the crypto. That's the queen of crypto. And thank you for reminding me of that. I also have a PDF electronic book, and it is cash on crypto.com, right? Cash on crypto, that's crypto with a K. Cash, that means you're putting your cash on crypto.com. So let's talk about the IR to the S, also known as Uncle Sam, right? The R to the S. If you are receiving letters from the IRS, it's not a scam. It is not a scam. Um, it is, according to this article, do not throw them away. Taxpayers have been confused by the letter sent out by the R to the S, thinking they are a scam, but they are legit, right? They are very, very much legit and worth keeping. Um, and they could help you, they're saying, get money back related to the recovery rebate. However, I did watch an interview of an African American woman, or a black or brown woman. I don't know if she's African American, right? Not all black people are from Africa. There are some black Indians as well. However, stating that her letter was requesting for a refund. I mean, for and notifying her that she had to pay a bill, not that she was receiving a refund. So, what are these letters exactly? Well, they're related to the 2020 stimulus payment. For most people, the rebate was already paid out through the first two COVID relief stimulus checks, but you're also able to claim these funds when you're filing for your 2020 taxes. The first batch of letters, look at the CP 11. You know what the number 11 means? 11 means a reset, right? 11 means a reset. 11 means to destroy and destruct, but it also means wealth, or can mean wealth and prosperity. And this is where we get the great reset from. For some people, this is going to be mirroring the Great Depression of the 1930s. For others, it's going to be the greatest wealth transfer that they've ever experienced in their life. And for some, it's going to be the greatest poverty transfer that they've ever experienced in their life, right? So you have CP 12. The number 12 is the number of government, and CP 13, right? Now, many people look at 13 as maybe an unlucky or uh, number, but actually 13 is a very good number biblically, because with Jesus and his disciple, that was the makeup of 13. That was the makeup of the number 13. So you have CP 11, CP 12, and CP 13. Now, the number 13 is a representation of law and order, or rebellion and lawlessness, as well as you have 12 people that sit on the jury, and including the judge is 13, right? So the IRS has processed the 2020 tax returns and found errors, income, status of dependents, that have changed the calculations for their recovery rebate. This means you could be owing more, you could be owed more money, you can owe nothing, or even owe money on your taxes. In this case, it has to do with your tax return in general, but not your recovery rebate. However, the IRS forgot to include information about how to appeal these decisions, as the agency is legally obligated to do. For that reason, the IRS has hastily sent out a second follow-up letter, 6470. Now, I want you to pay attention to the number system. And this is what I tell people, right? If you can understand numbers, and you can understand the number system, especially with the government, right? You can become a very wealthy person. in the government and in the Bible, right? Thank you, Travarius, for the 3111 super chat. Thank you. And for you all who may be new to my channel, if you don't know, I always say affirmations so that people that give will receive as they give on my channel, right? And giving is the first step in receiving. Your giving makes you rich, right? Your giving makes you rich. And so we have the letter 6470, which provides more information about the appeal process, along with the contact information needed to do so. So the letter would start off stating, we previously sent you a notice stating that we changed the amount claimed as a recovery rebate on your 2020 tax return. Again, people, this is very much legit. Do not throw it away. So what are you supposed to do with the letters? Well, the IRS want to make sure their calculations are correct, right? If you're entitled to credit, you have to appeal within 60 days of receiving the letter of your proof of eligibility relating to dependents and income. If you have no reason to appeal, you don't have to do anything, right? The adjustment will be made or will be considered official after 60 days. At that point, the IRS, if you do no respond, right, or if you don't feel like you should appeal anything, after 60 days, right, the IRS can begin the collection process. However, if you owe them money. And so this is why I have been hastily um, sharing the home-based business opportunity with you all, specifically this week now more than ever, because I don't know if you all don't know, but the next transfer of wealth is going to come through taxes, and it's going to leave the middle class, leave the people that are investing in crypto, is going to leave their possession and then shift to the government through IRS. And this is why I've been telling people that you need to get your tax shelters in place, or your tax shelter in place right now, because we only have approximately 3 months left in this year. And you can't carry over taxes into 2022 that you did not have for 2021. Right? Meaning that if you don't get tax shelters now, especially if you cash out of your crypto at any point, in which you're going to receive a 1099, and then in January, President Biden's plan or executive order more than likely will be executed, in which every transaction $600 or above can be and will be reported to the IRS. This is the thing. Most people are saying, well, I'm going to take cash out and put it under my mattress or whatever, right? Et cetera, et cetera. And so, which I'm not saying is a bad idea, because I believe a lot of banks will crash and collapse by the end of this year, going into especially November and December months, especially commercial banks, smaller banks. If you all, and for my people that's in California and Texas, Atlanta, for example, bigger cities, you will know that banks are the largest branches and buildings that you will ever see. I mean, they just like big skyscraper buildings. People that's tuning in from Florida, right? In Mississippi, they don't build banks, quite that big or quite that large. But if you go to these other Texas and Atlanta and Florida, California, the banks are the biggest and highest buildings and branches. That you see, right? That's built in prosperous cities, in real prosperous cities. This lets you know, right, how big of a business that banks are. And so when people tell me with the home-based business, right, that they ask these questions, because yesterday it was like a $50 credit, right? Maybe some type of glitch in the system or something, but nonetheless, it was a $50 credit. And I had one person, for example, just before I went live, right? Is there's no longer there. It's back at the regular price of 228. And I asked that person, I said, well, did $50 really make that big of a difference? Right? And your decision to join a business. And they say, oh yeah, it's not in my budget. This lets me know two things. Number one, if you don't have $228 to start a home-based business, more than likely you're going to be on the spectrum or the side of the great poverty transfer, right? And number two, they don't really understand the business because if they have a job, right, because they are overpaying in taxes out of their paycheck, they can instantly get that money back by adding the 475 exemptions from the home-based business. But it also let me know this as well. And not that this particular person that just texted me, but in general, most people are not ready for business. They have a discount mentality still, meaning that they so much have a consumer discount that if they don't feel like they're getting something on sale or for credit, then they lose their aspiration and desire to get it. But this is not a retail purchase, people. Let me tell you this. If you open a lawn care business, right? Um, or landscaping business, right? Or a daycare business or nail tech business, you don't say, oh, well, I have to spend money on my products next month. See, people ask me, okay, Queen, it's $228 to get started and $119 a month. And the 119 monthly sometimes is what scared them away. Now, the monthly investment, because that's a tax write-off too. When the money that you use to start the business and that you're using to use the software of the business every month to have a business, right, is a tax write-off within itself. So a lot of people don't understand the difference between spending and investing. When you spend, um, and how you spend, if it more than likely is not a tax write-off. But investing, when you invest, you get taxed less. And so tell me, what business can you operate where you don't expect monthly expenses? Right? I want for everybody that's live now, tell me what business. Tell me if you can open a lawn care business and then complain this month that you have to go and buy more gas to cut the second round of yards. Tell me that you open a daycare business and you go out and complain this month that you have to restock the food and buy sanitizer and things that the children would need, or baby wipes, or whatever you would need on hand, or toys, or you have to, your kids destroyed the toys, right? My family owned a daycare, I know, right? Tell me what nail tech business or hair business that you don't have to spend money every month to restock and get your products in. So why do you think this home-based business should be any different? Right? Exactly. No business. None at all. No business. No business can you have that you don't have, or you should not have monthly expenses to cover the cost of operating the business. So, but at least with this home-based business, you can reduce your operating expenses costs, because if you invite three people in, right, the number three can set you financially free, then it's only $40 for the business software, the experts that work for you around the clock, 24/7, 365 days out of the year, and for your website. See, let me tell you this way, right? If you do not have a business website with a domain name, then tell me, how can you get dominion? The Bible says in Genesis chapter 1, right, that he told Adam or Tom to be fruitful and multiply and have dominion. How can you have dominion in the business world and you don't even have a website domain? Now I can drop the mic, boom, and we can end the live stream right there. For so many people that tell me I want to own, I don't want to control anything. I want to own my own business. You don't even have a website. You don't even have a business website. And this is why you need to be a part of a home-based business so you can learn business skills and operations. So you can learn marketing, so you can learn branding, so you can be exposed to millionaires and you can see how their mindset works, how they move, how they dress, how they act, how they spend their money, what they spend their money or invest rather their money in. See, it's things like that that you get in this home-based business that people take very, very lightly. All because they feel like that they, listen, I don't care if you have a weight loss tea business. If you don't have products, if you don't restock your weight loss tea, you don't have a business. Every business have operating expenses. So let me say it this year. You need a process, you need policies, and you need procedures for your business. It doesn't matter how many sales you get if you're not able to maintain it. So you need systems for you. You need a team of people. And with the shutdown coming, because it is coming, you need a strategy and a system to work from home. Because when this shutdown happened this time around, you won't have a job to be called back to. As Disney has already announced that they are laying off 28,000 people today, and those employees was told through a memo. See, this shutdown, some people are going to simply get an email that you don't have a business to come back to. This is going to be a hard financial winter. And then for the people that's investing in specifically crypto, as Low Roller Scratcher says, Shiba is going up crazy. And we're going to look at crypto later. It's a lot of people who flip their crypto because they did not have cash flow and or they don't have a financial education, right? Why would you sell an asset like crypto when this is going to be the new cash system? Number one question. So when people was in Forex and they telling me they're trading um, their Forex back into the cash system against crypto because they're traders, I'm like, do you understand you're getting the lowest yielding asset that there is? Every day this is losing its purchasing power. Go to the gas pump. You're going to see the top number at the gas pump going really, really high. And that bottom number, which is the gallons, go real, real low. Go to your grocery store. Stop being delusional. Stop thinking you can do nothing and get and be on top of the on the better end of the stick in this situation. Right? And so people need a mindset shift. This is one of the reasons why I have my book, My Millionaire Knows. If you don't know anything about the Great Depression, Google this. I mean, search it on YouTube and you will see how bad the 1930s Great Depression was. But guess what? It was not bad for everybody. And matter of fact, Madam C.J. Walker that's when she became a millionaire during the Great Depression. It all depends on what decisions you make and the decisions you don't make. It all depends on your mindset. If you tell me $228 not in your budget, that's all the reason why you need to find $228 to be in your budget. What is your game plan when you're going to see a loaf of bread at $8 and $10 a loaf? Because of supply and demand, 500,000 ships right now in California at bay. Oh, you don't think it's going to happen in America? It is going to happen in America. America, the Babylon, will fall. And it's going to happen quicker than what you all think. You think this is just going to be another 2008 recession? No, this is going to make 2008 look like a flesh wound. You think this is going to be another little housing market crash? No, it's not. And as a matter of fact, you're going to see housing market crash happening around December. You're going to see people hungry and most people helpless. All because they didn't want to invest something that they will have no problem purchasing a pair of Jordans, $228. I said it right. The number of government. All because they did not want to take heed. People, it's only so much room you have in your house to store food. And that's a great decision to make. What are you going to do? Let me tell you all something about what Facebook really was about. This is what Facebook really was about. Facebook was just a trial run to see how people would respond when the banks do that. Get in your mind already programmed that you don't have access. When you try to swipe that debit card and it says transaction denied for all the crypto money that you putting back in your bank account, and you don't know if that bank account is going to crash or if that wealth is going to be stolen. Or when you get that letter from the IRS in the mail that many people are getting. Or when January 1st hit and you're accustomed to $8, $9, $10,000 tax returns and you're only seeing 2 or 3,000, if that much. Because October the 19th, more than likely, this cash system, the United States will not raise the debt ceiling. And the whole reason now of the discussion of IRS and banks is because they're going to go ahead and get to this Fed coin and digital dollars. So for people saying, I'm going to stack cash, guess what? Everything's going to be digitalized. This old currency system is going to be away with. So the only thing you're going to have is extra cushion under your mattress with this. Because the federal government already released. Travaria sent me that, right? Thank you. Aloha to you as well. And thank you for the $9.99 super chat. 9 symbolizes divine completeness. And it conveys the meaning of something being final. Christ died on the 9th hour, right? And this is right on time, the $9.99, because this cash system is final. It's final. It's dead. As Jesus died on the cross the 9th hour, he died. He died in a flesh form, only to rise again in a spiritual form. And the dollar is going to die in this form, only to rise again in the form of digitalized dollars. This is why people are saying you need gold, but specifically silver. Because when this transition of cash transfer takes place and the system is reset and reboot, you can at least go to the stores at this time and spend silver. Because gold and silver is real money. It is still real money in the Constitution. And it has to be used to reset the currency system. This is what Travavius shared with me. And thank you for sending this in the email. The Federal Reserve Board announces that the reserve banks will adopt a new message format for Fed wire fund service and invites public comment on the proposal to expedite the adaptation. So what does that mean in layman's terms? The Federal Reserve Board met on Monday, yes, this Monday, announced that the Federal Reserve banks will adopt the ISO 200, this is really 2022, year 2022, ISO 222 message format for the Fed Wire Fund Service. The change will allow for enhanced efficiency for both domestic and cross-border payments. This is the crypto XRP. And a richer set of payment data that may help banks and other entities comply with sanctions and anti-money laundering requirements. So this is coming in. And this is good for XRP and XLM as well. Cryptocurrency, as many people think, is not just another investment, even though the investment numbers are great, right? Low Roller Strategy says a pair of Jordans made in China to solve um, labor um, problems. Okay. That's been going on. People been knowing about that. There's no new news. And they still buy them and they still support them. And then I have the other comment that China banned Bitcoin and what? You know why China banned Bitcoin? Because they have their digital yuan that's coming out at the end. I mean, well, in January, and during their Winter Olympics, they're going to distribute their digital yuan to everyone that's in attendees. So no, they don't want Bitcoin to be the rise of the dragon in China, but they're still not going to stop Bitcoin from being the world accepted global cryptocurrency. And it's still going to give people the power, right? The power to go like gold, like physical gold will, to be accepted and go anywhere in the world. That's the power, even though Bitcoin percentage wise may not perform, but power wise, it's going to outperform everything because of its acceptance worldwide, like gold, like physical gold is right now. Right. And so with that being said, right, um, everybody that can tell you mostly about XRP does not have about cryptocurrency, does not have a tax strategy for it. And that should be more scarier than anything. That if you are investing in crypto, which has so much high returns and high gains, that you don't have a tax strategy for it. Why? Because most of the wealth is stolen or taken away from the people by the government, not by robbing your banks or shutting the banks down. It's in form of taxes. See, what they started doing a long time ago is giving people their checks, access to your paycheck, check stub, by logging into the bank system. I mean, not the bank system, but logging into your company system. They made it a login where you can log in. And most people, they haven't checked their pay stub in months or years. All they know is they get a direct deposit and hit this checking account. They don't even look at the amount of tax. They haven't looked at the amount of taxes coming out of their checks in months and years. They're not looking at the insurance. And some people have not adjusted their W-4 since they started working at a job. And their whole status have changed. They've got married. They've gotten divorced. They've had kids. They don't even know they're overpaying in taxes out of their paycheck. And they don't want to know. People, let me tell you something. The Bible says a fool and his money will soon depart. Soon. That means if you're not embracing a financial education, money will not stay with you long. It is this saying that if you distribute the world's wealth equally amongst people in the world, that in time, right, it will end up back in the hands of the wealthy. Why? because of the people that don't want to invest in the financial education. They don't even know the biggest stealer of wealth is taxes. You got retail taxes, you got sales taxes, you got FICA, right? You have Avalon taxes, property taxes. And the one thing that you can control is the taxes out of your paycheck that you don't want to invest in. People will invest $250 in a crypto, whether it be XRP or Shiba Inu or whatever, but they won't even invest $228 to keep 30 to 40% of the gains from it. And they've had some great gains today. Some great gains today. Some great gains. Let's look at the crypto, which is the new cash. Let's look at the new cash. As Bitcoin is at 54,000. Thank you for the Cash App. Someone just sent a Cash App donation. Um, Thank you, Retina Simmons. Thank you so much. Ethereum, $3,520. Um, and let me say it like Jay-Z said it. He said, broke people know the price of everything and the value of nothing. That's why they flip this like this is not an investment. This is the new cash system. This is the new cash currency system. All of these cryptos on this board has a part to play when the cash currency system collapsed. Why is the IRS being talked about now more than ever? Because they're going to get their money back. Their stimulus, they're going to get it back. The government is going to get their money back from the uneducated, uninformed, and uncaring people. As United States ports face backlog ahead of the holiday shopping, a growing number of shipments are stuck at sea because of supply chain issue, leading to a growing concern that holiday shipments may not arrive on time. Container ships are crowding the ports from New York to Los Angeles, where 250,000 are floating off the coast waiting to be loaded. This is supply and demand. And this is why people cannot hold on to their crypto assets for long, because they have no additional cash flow coming in. And it saddens me that the greatest wealth transfer in this generational time, most people are going to lose it. And all they're going to do is sit under the shade tree and talk about how the government taxes rob them of their wealth, or in the barber shop, or in the beautician, or in the churches. Talk about how once upon a time they was a millionaire, then it went from a millionaire to thousandaire, and then now they're back to where they started from. Right? That is not true. People are not going back to work because people got rich in crypto. That's not true. A lot of people that were working refused to take the job and got fired. And crypto has not even hit its highest run yet. It's just not the crypto bull run, because September was a down month for crypto. The bull run is just really getting started. And let me tell you something. If people stop the opportunity to get cash flow, to cash out on crypto, when they get their 1099 at the end of this year to pay taxes on their cash out, they're going to be looking for another job soon. Because what cash flow is, it is driplets of money. And when you stop your driplets of money from coming in, right? When you stop your driplets of money from coming in, your well runs dry. This is inaccurate information. So please stop making these comments on my channel, right? Please stop making these comments. It was not a lot of people that got rich in Dogecoin. Matter of fact, Dogecoin all-time high was what, 72 cents. It was not. Let me tell you something. If $20,000 or $30,000 got you rich in Dogecoin and you quit your day job, that just shows you that you have a lack of financial education. And Dogecoin haven't tapped its all-time high in about 6 or 7 months. Some people, they quit their job because they got an extra $300 from the federal government. And they quit their job. $1,200 a month, right? A $1,200 a month, temporary. Do not make a permanent decision based off a temporary situation. And that money was temporarily. And now these people say, okay, we'll get child tax credit. Well, September 15th, child tax credit is now behind in payment. Because guess what? If the government can't pay its bills, it definitely can't pay you anymore. So let's look at crypto assets. And then the strategy you need. This is the system. Cryptocurrency is the system. Now I'm going to give you the strategy too. So Bitcoin for the month of September was a negative 7%. Its 3-month returns 25%. Overall in 2021 for this year, people, 51% return on your investment. If you just got in Bitcoin. Ethereum. For the year, I told you that Bitcoin will be more powerful, but Ether will be outperformed percentage-wise. For the year, 307% return. In September, all cryptos took a dip. It was down 13% in September. 307% return or growing your money. ADA. Deuteronomy 1:11, I talk about 1,000-fold return. 1,000-fold return. Well, ADA this year would have gotten you exactly 1,064% return on your investment. 1,064%. Let me enlarge this. Return on your investment. But no, people took their stimulus, believe it or not, went shopping, got steak, seafood, went to Vegas, went to Miami. I mean, Miami probably had more people this year than ever. And no shade, I went to Miami, but I also went for a Bitcoin conference as well. So that was a tax write-off for me. Because I'm in the home-based business and everywhere I travel is now a tax write-off. So I mix business with fun. And so ADA 1,000%. Solana. Look at Solana, people. 9,259% return for the year. Polkadot, 2,008% return. While your dollar is purchasing less and less, crypto cash is giving you astronomical returns. Dogecoin, many of the bigger YouTube channels said Doge is a joke. Don't invest in Doge. But not me. 4,263% return on your investment in Doge. Last month it had a 27% drop. Crypto, the new cash. Look at this year-to-date return. See, men lie, women lie, but money don't lie. And that's the foundation. It's just getting started. It's not even in use cases right now until next year, where it's going to start being in operations and circulation, and all of these cryptos have different use cases, right? So more than Sheba Inu is on fire. Sheba is building up momentum. Now let me tell you how to become, or show you rather. As the Bible says, I will make you rich and add no sorrow. So you just won't be tasting wealth for a little while. See, it was this book I wanted to write. I'm still going to write it. Two women in the Bible, right? One woman that was wealthy for a lifetime, and the other woman decision that made her wealthy just for a little while. See, the woman that had lifetime wealth, 2 Kings chapter 4, she built a home-based business. The prophet Elijah told her to go borrow, she used her credit, pots from her neighbors. And she put oil in those. And her two sons worked for her in the business. That's why it's a home-based business. And she started that through a prophetic word from a man of God that heard from God in the Bible that gave her instructions. Because if she did not do that, her sons were going to be sold as slaves, which means they was going to work for the system. And then it was this lady who, in a recession, she got down to her last. She stored up her food like a lot of people are doing. Some people are storing toilet tissue, believe it or not, but stored up her food. And the recession lasted so long, which they're saying this recession is going to last for years because it's going to be a depression, not a recession, right? And she got to the end of her supply because it was a food famine, just like it's going to be a food famine here in the United States. And the prophet again showed up at her door and he said, give me 1/10. This is why tithing in recessions and depression is so important. And she gave him it first. It's also called first fruit offerings in the Bible. And because she gave it to the man of God first, instead of eating all of her gains or the little that she had, but she put it into kingdom economies. That's the real foreign exchange, Forex. And allow God to make her little a lot. And the Bible states that she lived off of that, her supply, for many days. But the first lady retired rich. She paid off her bad debt. And the Bible says she lived off the rest. She retired rich. See, this is the difference between a person that has a home-based business versus a person that has a flippant mindset. A flippant mindset only going to last you a little while. And so with that being said, this is why for this recession, yes, crypto again is the system, but you need the system and the strategy. So not only do the experts work on your credit, if that's what you need, if not, fine, right? They also work on taxes. Again, most people overpaying taxes right out of their paycheck. How many people, if they got $500 more found it right in their paychecks, will have that much more money to invest in crypto? Instead of taking money out of crypto, they putting more and more money into it, making their bag bigger. Right? You can secure the bag or you can continue to stock the bag, whichever one you want to do. Stocking it is lifelong, lifetime, generational wealth. Then it gets you out of bad debts, help you erase that bad debt. You know what bad debt is? Any debt that's taking money out of your pocket. See, rich and wealthy people that know how to leverage their credit, they use the bank's money to make more money because they invest in assets and it puts money into their pocket. So credit is when you use leverage or the bank's money or other people's money to put money into your pockets. Debt is when you're paying the banks and you're making the banks rich and taking money out of your pocket. So it even gives you a debt elimination date. He who fails to plan plans to fail. Right? It's going to take more than just your investing in crypto. Because if you don't, the government's going to take it in taxes. And then you have bill shredder. You have a team of people that continuously working for you because you cannot budget your way out of bad financial stress. That's going to look at your cable bill, your internet bill, your telephone bill, your phone bill, your radio, satellite radio, security, pest control, water bill, any other bills, and work to negotiate these bills for you as long as you are in the business. So let me tell you this for the people that say, well, I gotta, pay $40 a month, even if I get 3 people, or 119 if I don't tell anybody else about it. Why would you expect a business to be working on your behalf and you pay people nothing to do it? And guess what? Even with those bill shredders, right? Even with them reducing and negotiating your bills, you still get a tax write-off for those same bills. So you get more cash flow so you can have money to invest. So you can actually position yourself to really, really live a life of financial freedom. See, this is a person, for example, if they made $50,000 a year, they're taxed $18,000. They bring home about $32,000. Their bills is average about 18,000. They live out 14,000 a year. I said bills are 18,000, so we're not even looking at groceries, gas, your kids, events and recreational activities. Right? This is the true benefit of a home-based business. But now you get a home-based business. Not only will they negotiate you a lower cell phone bill, but then you get to write it off in taxes. So money that's flowing away from you, it comes back to you. Now you got money too, so you can invest. Your square footage where you're living, where it's apartment, condo, or a house. A percentage of bills, utilities that you're paying anyway, is coming back to you. That's real cash flow. Your meals, your entertainment, your travel. Listen, if you don't have a home-based business, every time you drive your vehicle, you should just throw $1 out the window. Your mileage. So now, after you have a home-based business, I love numbers, right? If you bring home 50,000 a year gross, your bills are still 18,000, but your net pay is now 32. And guess what? You're only taxed on 7,000 versus taxed on 18,000. So now you get a better lifestyle because now you get to live off $25,000 a year. And here's my number, 11. You save $11,000 and people are asking me about $228. Really? On average, you save $225 a week. A week, people. And so if you want to expand your cash flow, if you want to earn daily income, if you know crypto is the next best thing, is the next great movement. Some people have run out of money to invest. And they can tell you everything about these cryptos. They can tell you about the SHIB is spiked and Dogecoin is spiked and this coin does that and this coin done that. But they only have a minimum amount of money they can invest in it. Why? Because they have no other sources of income. And the money that they're spending anyway, they don't know how to flip it and make that a tax exemption. And the Uncle Sam and the government is going to come, as they said on the Cosby Show. As Bill Cosby was telling Theo, the government comes for the working people first. See, you can be sincere and work hard and still die broke. Simply because you don't want to take action. if I had to really look at the portfolio of the people that's telling me about these cryptos, they may have 40, may 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000. That's not going to last you through this recession. I promise you that. And everybody that has thousands, six figures and seven figures in crypto have tax shelters because they are well informed and well educated, and they want to keep the money that they are making off of their investments. So for people that's already cashed out, what's your plan? What's your tax plan when you get your 1099? When you get your letter from the IRS? When you get that letter from Coinbase and Robinhood or crypto.com and says these are your transactions for your crypto this year, and this is how much now you have to claim as income. Now what? You didn't sign up in October. You didn't sign up in October to get tax strategy. You could have got 470 tax deduction. You didn't sign up. You thought $228 was too much because you didn't have an education. And now you're going to get 30 and 40% or 40 and 50% of that back to the government. I'd rather keep my money than to give it to the government. I would rather have a home-based business plan that offers strategies, not sales, in the event that the shutdown happened. And I get a memo like the workers at Disney that 28,000 people, now I'm laid off. See, it's better. I played sports, and my coach told me this a long time ago, that it's better to be proactive than reactive. All day, every day. So what will happen in approximately 2 weeks, October the 19th, if the United States defaulted on this debt? Let's break it down and see. Democrats um, had a financial emergency last week, averting a shutdown, but still the face looming debt ceiling crisis. It's not over. People, actually, it's just started. Let's listen to Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. Let me put the sound in this so you all can hear. Let's pause right there. This says this has never happened. And experts say it could lead to a global recession. It's going to be a depression, not a recession. It's different. Job losses, spikes in mortgages, credit cards, and car payments. And you don't want to prepare and plan right now. You don't want to make moves to have a plan B. Some people need a plan B and a plan C. Oh no, Queen, 228 for a business. That's the cheapest you're gonna get for a business. That you can work from home and shut down. Well, Queen, I'm gonna do a Wyoming corporation, you know what I'm saying, Queen? And I'm gonna start, every new businesses within the first 3 years fail. And guess what? In a recession, it's even harder because you have no testimonials, you have no background. People money is going to be scarce. They're not going to give it away to somebody that's new on the scene, who has no name, no credibility. They're going to want someone with experience and a good review to back it up. Not Johnny come lately, right? And even in a recession, you got to look at it. We're moving to a different economy, as Jerome Powell says, and IT, which is technology, artificial intelligence, machines and robots, are going to do a lot of the jobs that people used to do, like commercial construction of houses and homes faster and cheaper, as this housing market is going to crash. So now you have to analyze the market to see what business that you would even want to open. Then you got to learn business skills. See, just because you're passionate about something doesn't mean people will pay you for your passion. So what you have to do is get the money by doing business and then let that money be spent into your passion. And if you know everybody in America is going to deal with these four things, right? Let me stop sharing this screen and share this one. Everybody in America in a matter of weeks are going to deal with these four things. These four things, everybody. This I can tell you is going to be high on demand. They're going to have these four problems or issues. Big businesses, because prices are about to increase. Because of supply and demand. Again, we got ports backed up in Los Angeles, from Los Angeles to New York with supplies. Can't get them in. China and Taiwan and the United States depend on China pretty much for everything. We're not creating anything. As you see, car lots right now don't even have cars. Cars are not even being in production. So big businesses and groceries and gas are going to continue to rise. This includes inflation as well, your cost of living. Your dollar is definitely going to be able to purchase less and less. And taxes, people are getting IRS letters already in the mail. The new tax laws coming in January 2022, $600 bank statements or bank transaction. And then debt. As I just showed you, October the 19th, entries on your vehicles, mortgages, and credit cards can rise if the United States does not meet the debt ceiling and it gets lowered rating. And it is time for the crash of the dollar. In 1971, President Nixon made it debt. That's 50 year from 2021. 50 in the Bible is the year of Jubilee. It means debts eradicated, debt freedom. But what a lot of people don't understand, that debt freedom also means asset freedom. See, a lot of people are going to be debt free in a bad way, in a horrific way, meaning they won't have a house anymore, so they don't have a mortgage. Meaning their vehicles are going to get repossessed, so they don't have a vehicle note anymore. They don't have a job, but credit cards are being closed because you can't make credit card payments. You're debt free, but all of your assets are now gone. For some people, for some. But I do have good news, right? I do have good news for people that have their tax plan and they have the cash flow to continuously pump into crypto. You, sir or ma'am, is going to experience what Deuteronomy 28 and 11 says is great prosperity. All you have to do is have the system, right? And the strategy. Deuteronomy 28 and 11 says the Lord will give you great prosperity in the offspring of your body and in the offspring of your livestock and the produce of your ground in the land which the Lord swore to your fathers to give. You're going to have great prosperity. You have continuous cash flow coming in. You have your tax shelters in place. You have 470 tax deductions. If you can keep your money in crypto up to a year and get taxed less on this side of the quadrant where the rich and wealthy do, if you play this game like the rich and wealthy, right? Because the government is playing poker's people, you at least have to play chess. The time of playing checkers is over with. You get your taxes avoided by joining the home-based business that I just showed you in the PowerPoint. You can go to 1111millionmovement.com and enroll. And you get the IRS tax experts and you get all of the tax deductions that comes along with having a home-based business. And you get up to $12,000 tax exemptions for your children to work in the home-based business. Right? So I'm signing out. I'm just, letting people know a financial winter is coming. There are going to be two sides of the equation. It's going to be the greatest wealth transfer that many people has ever experienced. Play the game and play it right. In the art of war, it tells you the very first thing you have to know is the moves of your opponent. I just showed you what the government is going to do. Now, are you going to strategize against the government moves? Or are you going to sit somewhere and criticize what they're doing? They don't care about your criticism. Government don't care about your criticism. They don't care about you commenting on my videos. See, that's why I voted for Trump. Listen, this was going to happen anyway. The Bible tells you it's scheduled to happen. And you don't get elected president unless you're going to go with the plan anyway. No president was going to stop this. Actually, Trump got the ball rolling to get it started. So it doesn't matter who you voted for. So you're going to criticize or you're going to strategize. You're going to be proactive or you're going to be reactive. Or as they say in some parts of down south, you're going to mildew or you're going to barbecue. It's just whichever one you're going to do. Your criticism, your knowing about Dogecoin, AMC, SHIB, all that does not matter if you don't have the strategy. Does not matter. And another strategy, Justin, that I forgot to talk about is kingdom strategy. The number 11 is important, and as I'm closing on this, because the number 11 symbolizes disorder, chaos, and judgment. The number 11 is used 24 times and can be found 19 times in the Bible. It comes after the number 10, which again represents law and order, or law and responsibility. 11 represents just the opposite, which is the irresponsibility of breaking the law or the irresponsibility of not taking action, which brings disorder and judgment. In Genesis 11, the men rebelled against God by trying to build the tower, and he then passed judgment on them by confusing their language, which resulted in chaos. But guess what? The number 11, according to Deuteronomy 1 and 11, for those who take heed and hear, also means wisdom and wealth transfer. May the Lord, our God, the God of our ancestors, Deuteronomy 1:11, increase you and everybody that gave tonight, that gives on Cash App, that gave yesterday, that's going to give in the future 1,000 times more. And it doesn't stop there. And bless you. And bless you. And people, when you get this kingdom prosperity, this unexpected blessings provided by the infinite God, infinite power, that's due to you by divine right. And I always affirm that it reaches you immediately right now by divine right, with good to all that's concerned. Be good steward, people. Be good steward of your money. The Bible talks about being good steward as well. Make sound decisions, especially with supernatural money, because it is a gift from God. Let God know he can continuously trust you. God says, I don't pour new wine into old wineskin. Set up, don't be so spiritually minded that you are no earthly good. Set up your systems here on earth to keep your wealth and prosperity that the infinite God has given you. Be good stewards. Be good stewards of that. See, favored money is different than labored money. It comes with, he said, I make you rich and I add no sorrow with it. It comes with no toil, no stress. Just God's reaction to your action. He says you give and it shall be given. Not it might be, not it could be, not a possibility. He said it shall be given unto you. And good measure pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Shall men put into your laps. Right? So be good stewards of God's money. Listen, I'm signing out. How big can you think, people? How big can you think? Millionaires play the game differently. They protect their money in taxes. Maximize your mind, multiply your money, manifest with your mouth. The power of life and death is in your tongue. And people, maximize your mission. Be blessed to be a blessing. Queen out. Be safe out there. You all have a good night. Remember, tonight is a new moon. New moon, new season, new quarter. Great prosperity. Deuteronomy 28:11.